centers, politics of the trade unions. People struggle to come into office. They don't focus on the aspect of service delivery. They are more concerned with control. How can I be able to control this system very effectively to advance what I need? I get out after I've got what I need. Whether workers die, I don't care. This has been the mentality. And you find people have served in the trade union movement for decades. They don't deliver any service to the workers. They only live misery. They live divided institutions. And they don't even come to a point of realizing, but this is too much, let us calm down and see how we can render a service to the people. They are focused on the aspect of control. They are not focused on the aspect of empowering people. They focus on the aspect of how they can make themselves powerful. And every time you come in meetings, they are talking about themselves. They cannot say, yes, as a result of my efforts I've been in office for this period, this is what I have done to empower the people. Empower the people so that the people can be able to go ahead and function. In an institution like NOTU, like an institution like COFTU, in our trade union institutions, wherever we are, it is about empowerment of the people so that the people can be able to function. We are representing workers not just in Kampala here. We represent workers in the whole country. So are you the one going to be able to do things in all of those parts of the country where workers are located? The people who are there must be empowered, must be assisted to be able to function. But this has not been the case. We have spent a lot of time on how we can control, on how we can make ourselves powerful, but not on how to empower people so that people can be able to go ahead and use that empowerment to deliver services to the other people outside. It has been largely people who have come into office have used the aspect of manipulation. They don't inspire others, but they simply manipulate. We are supposed to inspire other people to be able to function properly. But look what the conduct, the way we do things. Constitutions are hidden away from the people. We hide the constitution. We cannot allow even the constitution to be amended in such a way that is empowering the people. Constitutions are designed just to keep an individual in office. That is not right. This must change so that we are able to function as institutions that can be able to deliver services whether or not we are around. That way, we will be able to do much more for the workers of Uganda as opposed to the current practice. If we don't stop the angle of manipulation, if we don't stop the angle of wanting to control, if we don't stop the angle of wanting to build power for ourselves, if we don't stop handling issues like as though these are issues that are about you as a person, it must be about the cause, the objective, the purpose for which we exist. Whatever we do must be focused on that purpose, not to you as an individual person. These things here, I expect majority of the trade union leaders who are actually highly educated, by the way. Trade union leaders, you are educated. You should be able, what is the purpose of going to school if these very basic things that we learn, we cannot implement them? Why do we go to school and every time you rise up to introduce yourself, you say, okay, I've got a master's in ABCD, in business administration, in public administration, in human resource management. What are you studying? When shall you ever apply the knowledge that you have acquired from school? Really, the kind of education we receive in school is not education that is designed to simply make us great people, but it is designed to render a service to the people whom we are claiming to lead. I would therefore want to think that discipline in the way we run the affairs of the trade union movement must really be top on the agenda. It must be top on the agenda so that we can avoid schemes orchestrated. We orchestrate schemes to deliberately advance a wrong narrative. We orchestrate schemes to be able to blackmail. We cannot be able to function together as a people. We do not even want to allow ethical codes of conduct to be put in place so that we are guided by certain rules. Every time you talk about discipline, people are so, so angry. They are so bitter. They want society to remain like that so that they continue in the aspect of blackmail. No. Institutions of the workers, if we are really going to help deliver justice to the workers, we ourselves who are advocates of the rights of the working people must conduct ourselves in such a way that we are ethical. We must be able to observe discipline. We must have respect for one another. We must respect ourselves. How can we act to be agents of change? We condemn employers for being abusive to the rights of the people when we ourselves are practicing a conduct that cannot even help us to function together. Why? This is because we have refused to be able to accept positive change so that we can be able to help the worker. The rights we speak about are rights that we ourselves must live. When we say that there is abuse, we cannot be seen to be involved in the way abuse is being conducted against the workers in the other aspects. We must put our own houses in order. Trade union leaders, wherever we are, please put your house in order. Stop talking about the things which you yourself cannot do. Oh, employers have done this, employers have done this. But you yourself, how are you behaving, honestly speaking? Put your house in order. Begin with yourself, because change is not going to come from other people when we ourselves are really behaving in the way we have been behaving. Who is going to even listen to you in the first place? You talk about the other people being corrupt, but you yourself, how are you? Are you really not corrupt? Are you really not swimming in the practices of corruption? This is not right. We must be able to work towards changing. If change is going to come to the workers of Uganda, it is going to start from us ourselves who are the leaders, so that we can build the moral ground, moral authority to be able to continue speaking about the rights of the other workers in the different aspects that we have been talking about. We have talked about these issues for a very long time, and I know that we need a radical revolution of values. We must be able to have a radical revolution of our values. What values do we really cherish? Which values do we really uphold? Are we just talking about things just because they exist? Don't we know that for us to bring about this change, we ourselves must be that change that we are talking about? These things are always talked about. We quote great men in the world. Yes, we look for change. We want change. We want employers to conduct themselves in a particular way. But look what the way we are conducting ourselves as trade union leaders. I am going to talk about, I have seen even small groupings of people, even at the level of the national centers, NOTU and KOFTU. A leadership which is composed of a very small numbers of people, we cannot manage to live together at peace. Members of parliament cannot even manage to work together. 5 only like this cannot manage to say let's work together towards the common good of the working people. Everybody is acting selfishly. And then you say, which workers of Uganda you represent with that kind of behavior? You cannot even manage to come together, 5 of you. And you are busy just fighting. Then you want to tell me that you will come from there to unite the workers of Uganda? My friend, you better wake up. Better wake up and make sure things are done properly. Stop deceiving workers. Stop misleading workers. We gave you leadership so that you can use leadership properly to help the workers, but not again to start using it, to start coming back to the workers. Don't come back to me and ask me to engage into a war against another person. Instead, you must be able to bring harmony. Make sure that we work together as an entity. I've already explained to you that until we work together, it's not going to be possible for us to deal with an employer. It's not going to be possible for us to deal with government. Because these are already powerful entities who requires that we come together and function as one people so that we can be able to exert pressure to deliver the results that are required. The systems that have existed in the trade union movement are established on practices of injustice. Everything else is unfair. There is nothing that is fair in the way we have been able to deal with each other, be it at the trade union level, be it at the national center level. And yet, we want to continue parading ourselves as representatives of the worker, fighting for social and economic justice. Which social and economic justice are you going to fight for? My friend, until we have sorted ourselves out and dealt with ourselves very firmly, by the way, because I don't see us, many of us, changing just so easily like that. Because we are used to deception. You deceive people to get what you want. You come and create fights amongst people to get what you want. And when you get it, you continue with that way of life. No. This time around, trade unions, the leaders in the various trade unions, the leaders at the center, the leaders at parliament, representing workers, we had better wake up and know that we must be ethical, we must be fair, we must be disciplined. And that this must not just be seen by the words we speak, but the practices. Sometimes when we're in meetings, we talk like as though we are really very good people. And when you see the kind of things we are doing underground, totally the opposite. And that's why, because of that, we have not been able to effectively move forward in a manner that is going to help us to help address the working terms and conditions of the workers in Uganda. I want to stop here for now with a view that I will now go to address a different matter when we do come back in the next round. But at least as of now, please don't forget the fact that the angle of discipline, the angle of ethical conduct is very, very important for us to be able to function together as one unit so that we can be able to serve the workers of Uganda. Thank you very much for listening to me. Hallelujah.